Hi, I'm Matt with Maximum Living Power, and this is my video coaching newsletter series. And the topic of today's newsletter is going to be I'm not fulfilled in life. Well, I have an email from a woman. She went to college, what she thought was her dream, her dream career, and she, is having a little bit of challenges with feeling fulfilled in her life, with her job, and she just wants to see if I have any insights on why she's still not feeling fulfilled in her life. So whenever we are looking for our job, our career, our future endeavor, that involves with money, or any of that stuff as well. Sometimes we have a tendency of looking at a career based on how much money we'll make, or that is our potential to make. And one thing that that I've done and that we've all done is gotten to jobs that we thought we liked, and once we got in there, we felt miserable, didn't want to go to work every day, didn't want to wake up and do the same thing day in and day out, to have a passion for it, but we still stayed in that particular job longer than what we should have. So I'm gonna, this woman's email, she basically sent to me stating that whenever she got out of college or out of high school, the only thing she could ever think of was becoming a physical therapist, because she thought that the money was going to be good and that she was going to be fulfilled by helping people, and all that particular stuff that whenever you're trying to pick a career that sometimes you kind of think about. So but obviously that's not the case now, because she's been in physical therapy, according to her email, for going on 5 years. So I just wanted to kind of touch a little bit on this topic in case some of you are struggling with trying to pick a career. Maybe you're in high school, about to graduate, don't know don't know which way you want to go, or you're in college, you already kind of picked a major that you thought that you would want to do, but you may be second guessing yourself. So and of course I have some experience on this topic, because I was one of them that right out of high school going to college, I thought I wanted to be in the medical field as a therapist myself. So this particular topic, with this woman doing physical therapy, I know exactly what it is that she's going through, because I went to college for physical therapy because that's what I thought I wanted to do. Because out of high school, I became a trainer, and I was like, that'd be pretty cool that I could become a physical therapist, and kind of do the same thing as a trainer, because I enjoyed personal training, in gyms and all that good stuff in the fitness industry. But whenever I started getting into the final semester of my schooling, when I had to go through clinicals and all the hands-on stuff, I realized that it's nothing like what I had experienced in personal training. Because like in personal training, for instance, we're able to make programs when it comes to nutrition, workout programs. You're able to do different things with progression. You don't have to deal with injuries all the time. But in like physical therapy, when I start going through clinicals, you basically get this program from a doctor or surgeon, if they had some kind of a major injury, or whatever the reason they're needing physical therapy. Maybe they had a stroke or heart attack or something else that they're needing to help strengthen. Basically, they're all very similar into the principle of you're having to try to strengthen up a weak area, trying to get them back to the way that they used to be before they had the injury, stroke, heart attack, so forth. And that's the same stuff that's day in and day out. And I didn't really enjoy that because I didn't have much of flexibility with helping the individual. And, I love to help people in all areas of life, not just trying to strengthen up a weak area. And I know a lot of people think that personal training is similar in that way, but you are actually doing transformations and helping them become, possibly the healthiest version of themselves, or becoming the best that they can be. And you have a little bit more flexibility because you're able to design the nutrition program for them to lose weight or even gain weight, or help with their athleticism, or whatever the case may be, if they're trying to develop that. So you have a little more flexibility. And I thought it was going to be the same, but anyway, it didn't come out to be that way. Well, the woman that sent me this email, that's kind of how the way she's feeling, because she thought it was going to be something totally different. She thought she was going to be able to get in there. She's going to be able to help people in a lot of different areas, maybe helping them, recover and working them to where that they can help with different transformations and stuff. So whenever it comes to the career, I'll always suggest that before you just jump into it, especially if you got to go to college for it, or even if you're just going to work, just work in that field one day, you want to try it out first. And you can volunteer if it's something that you got to go to school for. I'm sure you can find some kind of volunteer place, hospital, whatever it is, and actually volunteer, learn a little bit about it before you pick your major if you're in college, or before you pick your career job, your very long-term job. And you can even go work for them if you're in a workforce type position, and see if that's what you want to do while you're getting paid for it, or pick up maybe some small jobs, or even go and observe. When I was going in college, I went to a local sports medicine center, and I watched some of the trainers or the physical therapists, kind of do their, the way that they do their procedures. And, I still found it interesting, but at that particular point, I still tried to overlook that. To me, it was kind of just a, one of these like boring day in and day out fields that's the same day in and day out. So I just wanted to kind of help her, or anybody that's watching this video that's struggling with trying to figure out what they want to do for their career. Discover your passion, discover what it is that you love to do, because the chances are that you're probably doing what it is that you're doing now. You really enjoy doing it. So, take that consideration, jot down the stuff that you like to do every single day. And another thing that I learned, obviously from, Steve Jobs, on his career, like some of his career guidance and stuff, is that, if you had to do what you're doing today, tomorrow, and to feel fulfilled with it, then you're in the right place. But if the answer to that question is no too many days in a row, you might as well try to find a new career and new work, because you're basically just working for a paycheck at that point. So another thing that he also mentioned is that do something that you would do for free, or if money wasn't an option. So say for instance is that if you were a millionaire today, say if you had say a inheritance of 10 million, for instance, and you felt like you didn't have to work anymore, what would you do? Because you would have to do something, obviously, with your life. Whether obviously, we're, some of us probably like, oh, we travel, we do that, but think about, if you didn't have to work, what would you do with most of your free time if you wasn't traveling, or whatever the case may be? And take that in consideration. So if you like the human body, or if you like, building houses or real estate or cutting grass, I mean, even if it's to start a business, just try to pick something that you could do if you knew you couldn't fail at it, because the only way you're going to be successful at something long term and feel fulfilled, like in this woman's case, she's not feeling fulfilled, but the only way that you're going to feel fulfilled is by doing something you love to do. So just take that in consideration before you jump into anything. If you're a high school student coming right out, high school going into college, go ahead and take your prereqs, your basics, the stuff that you have to get out of the way anyway for a major university, just in case that you choose to do that. Just because you don't go, you go to college don't mean you're gonna be successful, because I know a lot of people that have college degrees that don't even use it. Whether it's business degrees or, going for, marketing. I mean, a lot of, that's just to name a couple of them that I know that people have that are good friends of mine that don't even use that. They're not even in that field. So just think about that as well. And, do your research, do your homework, and try to make a little bit better of a decision, even if you have to postpone for a year or two, while you're taking basics or whatever the case may be, and maybe go volunteer like I had mentioned, or go work in that field, see if you like it. If you don't, move on. Don't think that you have to make it the quickest decision now, because ultimately if you're not fulfilled now, or in the first month, 2 months, whatever, you're not going to be fulfilled in 10 years, because trust me, it's not going to get better for you. You're not going to feel better about what it is you're doing. So if you need my help, maybe you're struggling with trying to figure out your path or your career, or if you, like a lot of people that's watching the video, if you may be struggling with fitness or need some help trying to get in shape, or maybe in a relationship, I am certified in those areas, and I have decades of experience in those areas as well. So just, you can go to my website, go to my contact me tab, and then maybe send me an email, or email me your question, or if you would like me to maybe consider answering your question in one of these video coaching newsletters, just do the same thing. Go to the email tab, which is also questions@maximumlivingpower.com. Email me your question. Be patient with me, because I do email and I do answer a lot of other people's questions, and I also do paid coaching sessions as well. And of course, the paid coaching sessions, I got priority, but just be patient. I'll get to your question as quickly as I can. If you do need my help personally, you could also go to the coaching options, as I do text messaging, phone calls, Skype, and just pick the coaching option that works best for you. And I'll talk to you soon.